Friday. Let's get it going and get to the weekend. Good to have you with us. Here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary, Communication Workers of America, they have got a great website. You got to check it out, cwa-union.org, along with Alliance for American Manufacturing. BioGreen Clean and the iSafe team bring you this production Monday through Friday. Hillary, get after it. Hillary Clinton in Ohio yesterday, taking it to the Republicans. Now, I'm going to mix these two segments up because I think there's some crossover here. I'm going to talk about Christianity today a little bit and about how the Republicans over the years have tried to corner this issue with, quote, vote values, voters out there. Remember about 15 years ago, around 2000, in the election of 2000, the Republicans kept using the term family values. They were presenting themselves as if they were better than Democrats and that they were better on family issues, and they were the moral majority in America that we could turn to for moral stability and guidance, which is an underpinning of America's growth in many respects. Okay, so fast forward 15 years later, they've kind of gotten away from the family values talk because they've had a lot of personal issues. But they have not given up on we're more Christian than you are. And so there's been a couple of things that have happened this week, and I think Hillary Clinton is playing this right. I really do. And I think that she is starting to get aggressive in a manner in which I hope Bernie Sanders does this. You could easily make the case, and Bernie has done this too in a big way. He did this in Wisconsin when I was there. I saw it. He talks about how radical. Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, said, well, Bernie Sanders is coming to town and with his radical agenda. And Bernie went on to point out about just how radical they are on all the different issues. But now Hillary is kicking it into high gear on this. I mean, you could easily make the case that the Republicans are ruthless, that they want to cut every program they possibly can. They want to privatize as much as they can. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, public education, across the freaking board. They're looking for a dollar everywhere. And in the meantime, as they stick it to the poor, they'll tell you that they are more Christian than anything else and that they've got to have a Christian conservative as, of course, their nominee. This is where Trump is somewhat vulnerable. In an interview earlier this week on Bloomberg, I think that was exploited to a certain extent, and I'll get to that in a moment. But Hillary has come out, and you can call it the gender card, and I don't, because I think that there are absolutes here. The Republicans have had a war on women. The Republicans think that equal pay in the workplace is just going to poof happen, okay? That there's no intervention whatsoever that should take place from a legislative standpoint that would level the playing field and end discrimination in the workplace when it comes to wages. That's where they are. Keep in mind, this is a party that has voted over 50 times in the House to get rid of health care and take health care away from Americans. I mean, they'll do absolutely anything. So Hillary in Ohio yesterday, and I give her high marks for this. This is the kind of candidate that I want.
Don't be distracted by the flamboyant front runner. If you look at their policies, most of the other candidates
hold on. Did I hear a little touch of a Southern accent there? Was a little bit of Arkansas coming out in Hillary there? Let's play that again and listen keenly.
Don't be distracted by the flamboyant front runner. If you look at their policies, most of the other candidates are just Trump without the pizzazz or the hair. It is a great reality TV show, isn't it? Marco Rubio brags about wanting to deny victims of rape and incest access to health care, to an abortion. Jeb Bush says Planned Parenthood shouldn't get a penny. Your governor right here in Ohio banned state funding for some rape crisis centers. Extreme views about women, we expect that from some of the terrorist groups. We expect that from people who don't want to live in the modern world. But it's a little hard to take coming from Republicans who want to be the president of the United States.
We expect that from terrorist groups, and it's a little hard to take from Republicans who want to be president of the United States. It is very clear that Hillary Clinton was off script. I liked it. That might have been one of the most genuine moments that she's had since her campaign started. And I think we need to have more of it because it's the truth. It is a radical position that has been taken by the Republican Party to attack every vulnerable American they possibly can. And the women's issues, they score very low. On issues of equality, they score very low. In the meantime, you have Donald Trump smart enough to recognize this and going out on the campaign trail talking about how he would be the best president for women.
All of a sudden, he's talking about anchor babies, and he steered it over to the Asians, and now the Asians are upset with Jeb Bush. So you're going to have to ask him about those. But I will take care of women's health and women's health issues better than anybody, and far better than Hillary Clinton, who doesn't have a clue. And I don't think maybe she won't even be in the race.
Hillary doesn't have a clue. Now, the last part he threw in that maybe she won't even be in the race. Donald Trump continues to float this boat that the FBI investigating her private email server is going to be the torpedo that's going to sink Hillary Clinton's campaign. And nobody is paying much attention to what exactly he's saying or exploiting what he's saying. It's a hell of an accusation that she is guilty and that there is a real possibility that she could be facing charges and that this is going to sink her campaign. Trump, you got to hand it to him. He's slick. He knows how to maneuver, and he knows how to play the game. He has a little Karl Rove in him. He attacks where the Republicans are weak. He said he would be the best president for women.